the Doctor, where medicine meets real life, myths meet evidence, and your health is treated with the seriousness it deserves and the humanity it requires. Whether you're watching us live on Thursdays, or you're looking at a rerun on Friday at 11 a.m. or Saturday at 11:30 a.m. or tuning in from wherever you are, this is your space to learn, to question, and to take better care of yourself and the people you love. So stay with us, because good health doesn't start in a hospital. It starts with a conversation. Let's start with the doctor's capsule. You may have heard on social media about the Nipah virus. It's been making a resurgence. It's rare, but a serious viral infection that may cause problems in humans, including a problem called encephalitis, or brain inflammation and respiratory disease. It was first identified in the late 1990s and is considered a term high-risk emerging infection by the WHO because of its high death rate and lack of a specific cure. So the virus is naturally found in fruit bats, and it can spread to humans either directly or through contaminated food, such as fruit or raw date palm sap. So they've had some outbreaks in places like India. Human-to-human transmission may also occur, particularly through close contact with body fluids in healthcare or household settings. Symptoms usually begin with fever, headache, and muscle pain, but may rapidly progress to confusion, seizures, coma, and death. The mortality rates reported in outbreaks have ranged from 40 to over 70%, depending on the outbreak and the healthcare response. Unfortunately, there is no specific antiviral treatment or vaccine available, and management is supportive like so many viral infections, fluids, rest, and paracetamol, because it'll focus on early recognition. You'd want to isolate those who are afflicted, infection control, and intensive care when needed. So it's just a reminder, as we learned in 2020, that surveillance, rapid response, and public health measures are critical with these infectious illnesses. Further afield, a long-term study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association followed people for over 14 years and found that those who were regularly active late at night had about a 16% higher risk of heart attack or stroke compared to those who followed a more typical sleep and wake pattern. So researchers are saying that the issue isn't just about being a so-called night owl by your personality. It seems to be a mismatch with your body's internal clock and daily routines like work, meals, and sleep. So if you have disrupted sleep, we know that it can impact on blood pressure, metabolism, and heart health over time. And importantly, the increased risk wasn't caused by night habits alone. Factors like short sleep, smoking, a poor diet, and lifestyle changes played a big role in explaining the difference. So the advice from experts is reassuringly practical. If you're a night owl, don't aim for perfection. Focus on the basics. Try to get enough sleep, stop smoking, eat well, stay active, and manage stress. So you don't need to change who you are, just reduce the risks around it. Have you ever wondered why some people get hangry faster than others? So hungry and angry. Research suggests that it's not only about a low blood sugar. It may be about how well you recognize your body's internal signals. Scientists call this term interoceptive accuracy. So that's a big word that means the ability to notice things like hunger, fatigue, and energy levels. There was a study that found that people's mood worsened only when they became aware that they were hungry, not simply because their blood sugar was low. And of course, if you have a low blood glucose, you may find that you're moody, sweating, nervousness, anxiety, palpitations, and dizziness. But interestingly, people with better interoceptive accuracy, those who could read their body cues early, had fewer mood swings, so you knew something was happening. By recognizing hunger sooner, they were able to stabilize their mood and make better decisions. So your brain needs a source of glucose. The bottom line there, knowing your body's signals doesn't just help you eat better, It may help you think clearer and stay calmer too. It's time for a short break, and when we return, the Kiddies capsule is coming up next.
Get a free pair of polarized sunglasses with the purchase of new Gen S Transitions lenses with anti-reflective coating and frames. Selected designer frames now just $4.99 with additional promotions. Hurry, limited time only at Seaview Optical.
Get the best back-to-school specials at Southern Food Baskets. Anchor cheddar and vegetarian cheese, 250 grams, 2 for $44.95. Golden brand margarine, 227 grams, 3 for $19.95. Wings, 1 kg, $29.95. Protect soap, 3-pack, $18.95. Colgate Great Regular Flavor, 4 ounces, 2 for $29.95. Soft and Pretty Bathroom Tissue, 12-pack for $18.95. Offers available while stocks last.
You are cordially invited.
Art form is only one I have.
Artful, The Invitation, a special night with Nadia Batson and all the biggest names in soca. February 7th at Queen's Hall Garden from 5 p.m. to 12 midnight.
This is a personal invitation to you. One night, just you, me, and the art form. I want to hear something, baby. Just promise don't bring it back in pieces.
Accept the invitation. Tickets available at Terminal 4 Long Circular Mall, Digicel C3 Center, Eastgate and Independence Square, fax, Arima, and online at islandetickets.com. This is your invitation. One, R4.
Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chanka Trace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality.
Welcome back to CNC3's Ask the Doctor. It's time for the happiest little corner of our show, where curious minds grow big ideas, healthy habits become superpowers, and learning about your body is fun, friendly, and fearless. So sit up, tune in, and get ready, because this evening your brain is about to level up. Let's jump into the fan favorite Kiddies capsule.
Choices that you make can make you unhealthy. Obesity happens when the body has too much fat. We can prevent it by eating healthy. Choose fruits, vegetables, and home-cooked meals. Limit sugary snacks and fast food. And move your body every day. And drink water instead of sweet drinks. And get enough sleep at night. All of this makes a big difference. We are 10 Lines Academy, and this is our Kiddies capsule. Hi, buddy. Today we're going to talk about healthy weight. Healthy weight doesn't mean being super big or super skinny. It means taking care of your body so you can be strong and happy. Healthy weight helps our body work properly. It helps our heart, bones, and muscles stay strong. Here are some ways to keep healthy weight. 1. Eating healthy foods. Foods like fruits, vegetables, water, and whole grains can give us energy. 2. Being active. Exercise doesn't have to be boring. You can jump, run, and do some gymnastics. 3. Balance is key. It's okay to enjoy some treats sometimes, but not too much. Remember, everybody is different, and everybody deserves respect. When we make healthy choices, we feel better inside and outside. We are 10 Lions Academy, and this is your Kiddies house.
Hello, my name is Vincent, and I attend Specialist Learning Center. Have you ever wondered
why doctors ask about your family's health? Some health conditions can run in families. That's genetics. All DNA carries information from parents and even grandparents. So a health condition can still run in your family even if a parent doesn't have it. Knowing your family health history can help you make healthier choices early. But either way, it's always a good idea to live a healthy lifestyle. That was your Kiddies capsule. Have a great night.
And we say a special thank you for the treasure trove of information on the Kiddies capsule. Feel free to send in videos of school-aged children discussing health-related themes to Uncle Rajiv at 800 CNC3. And as an aside, next week will include World Read Aloud Day. Now, recently I had the opportunity to visit the Logos Hope. Now, that ship filled with books that has docked on our shores, and I left genuinely moved. Row after row of books, knowledge, stories, curiosity, possibility. In a world and in a country where bad news often feels louder than good, walking through that ship felt like a quiet reminder that learning still matters and that hope can arrive in very simple forms. So I want to publicly commend the local team, including Bishop Janki Raghunanan and the rest of his dedicated crew, for the vision, the organization, and heart behind bringing this experience to Trinidad and Tobago. They set sail after February 1st, so there's still time. It takes commitment to invest in minds, especially young minds, and to remind a nation that education is still a powerful force for change. To parents, teachers, and young people watching, visit the ship, walk its decks, buy a book. Let a child choose one. In those pages are ideas, dreams, and futures waiting to be opened. At a time when it's easy to feel cynical, this was a gentle but powerful reminder that there is still hope in Trinidad and Tobago. And sometimes it arrives quietly, anchored in books. It's time for a short break, and when we return, the Medical Minds segment awaits.
Work smart, feel great, look professional with Scrub Life TT. Designed for comfort and stretch with multiple pockets for real functionality. Available in bold colors, durable fabrics, and sizes for everyone. Because your workwear should work for you. Shop Scrub Life TT. Our online store is open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call 318-0099 or email scrublifett@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Scrub Life TT. Scrub Life TT. Professional, functional, comfortable. Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488, 701-6680, 728-6786, or visit our website to order.
Cold or flu? Take Panadol Multi-Symptoms. Relief in minutes. 7 cold and flu symptoms. Panadol. Release starts here.
At Cruise Inn Hotel and Yachting Center, we're all about time. In fact, once you check in, there's no time to lose. Reconnect with a little family time. Make a splash with some pool time. Spend some treasured quality time. Or just immerse yourself in some quiet time. Indulge your senses at dinner time. We even have the perfect venue when it's your celebration time. So it's high time you visit Cruise Inn. Choose our day pass or call 607-4000 to make your dinner or hotel reservations or to find out more about our event spaces. Take a time out at Cruise Inn Hotel and Yachting Center.
Trinidad, it's the season of wins at Passat's the Food King. Shop more, save more, and win more. Creamery yogurt, 4 tubs for 20. Catelli tomato ketchup, 750 ml, 3 for 20. Golden brand margarine, 3 sticks for 20. Creamery ice cream, 2 gallons, now 99. Fruta Cool Kids, 200 ml, 4 packs, now $10. Sierra Chicken Franks, 3 packs for 20. Country Pride all-purpose flour, 2 kilograms, 2 for $24.99. Richport vegetable oil, 3 liters, $49.99. Caribbean Parboiled rice, 4 kilograms, $35.99. Swiss pasta cuts, 300 grams, 4 for $20. Matux guava jam, 307 grams, 2 for $21.99. MP's peanut butter, 250 grams, 2 for $20. Fresh Harvest peas and carrots, 4 tins, $20. Rosemont chicken Vienna sausage, 4 tins, $20. And remember, for every $300 spent, you can enter to win fully loaded coolers, sound systems, 50-inch smart TVs, and more in the season of wins.
Quality value, that's our way. That's we're here to stay. The Food King. Besides.
Welcome back to the #1 show for news, views, and interviews of all things medical. This evening, we shine the spotlight on a disease that is profoundly preventable: cervical cancer. It is a condition that thrives in silence, yet one where early detection, including education and access to care, will save lives. Our guest this evening is a clinician who works at the front line of women's health, advocacy, and prevention. It is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Sabrina Ramkisoon-Deonarain, consultant obstetrician and gynecologist, who joins us to discuss cervical cancer awareness, screening, vaccination, and why conversations we sometimes avoid are the very ones that matter most.
The cervix, first of all, is the opening of the uterus, and it's located at the top of your vagina. It is covered by a thin layer of tissue, which is made up of 2 types of cells. 1, skin-like cells, which are known as squamous cells, and 2, glandular cells, which are the cells that produce the mucus in your cervix. Cervical cancer occurs when the cells become abnormal over time and they grow out of control. The cancer cells invade deep into the cervical tissue, and they may even spread to other organ systems in more advanced stages. Most cases of cervical cancer are caused by an infection known as HPV. HPV, which is the human papillomavirus, is a virus that can enter the cervical cells and cause them to change. Some types of HPV have been linked to cervical cancer, as well as other cancers of the vulva, vagina, penis, anus, mouth, and throat. Types of HPV that may cause cancer are known as high-risk types. These and other types of HPV can be passed from person to person during sexual activity. HPV is actually very common, and most people who are sexually active will get an HPV infection in their lifetime. The HPV infection often causes no symptoms. Most people actually do not even know that they are infected. Only a small number of women with high-risk types of HPV will actually get cervical cancer. Because of your body's natural ability to fight infection, most HPV infections go away on their own. These short-term infections typically cause only mild or low-grade changes in the cervical cells. The cells will go back to normal as the HPV infection clears. In a small number of women, however, HPV does not go away. And if the virus lasts for a long time, it is described as a persistent infection. Persistent HPV infection with high-risk types can cause more severe or high-grade changes in the cervical cells. And high-grade changes that persist for about 1 or 2 years are more likely to become cancer if they are not treated. It usually takes 3 to 7 years for high-grade changes in the cervical cells to become cancer. Cervical cancer screening may detect these changes before they become cancer. And women with low-grade changes can be tested more frequently to see if their cells go back to normal. Women with high-grade changes can get treatment to have the cells removed. Cervical cancer screening, firstly, is used to find the changes in the cells of the cervix that could lead to cancer. Screening includes cervical cytology, which is known as the Pap test, or some of you may know it as the Pap smear. Testing for human papillomavirus, or you can do both. Most women should have cervical cancer screening on a regular basis. The screening process is simple and quick. You would be asked to lie on an exam table, and a speculum is used to open the vagina. The speculum gives a clear view of the upper cervix and the upper vagina. Cells are removed from the cervix with a brush or another sampling instrument. The cells are then put into a special liquid and sent to the lab for testing. Cervical cancer screening, firstly, is an important part of women's health care. You should start having your screening at the age of 21, regardless of when you first started having sex. How often you should have cervical cancer screening and which test you should have depends on your age and depends on your health history. Women who are between the ages of 21 to 29 should have a Pap test alone done every 3 years. HPV testing alone can be considered for women who are between the ages of 25 to 29, but the Pap test is usually preferred. Women who are between the ages of 30 to 65 have 3 options for testing. You can have a Pap test and an HPV test. This is known as co-testing, and this can be done every 5 years. You can do 2, a Pap test alone, which can be done every 3 years. And you can, 3, have a HPV test done, and this can be done every 5 years.
And we say a special thank you to Dr. Sabrina Ramkisoon Deonarain for raising awareness, particularly as the month of January is Cervical Cancer Awareness Month, about a very preventable illness and one often shrouded in silence. Now it's time to put your medical knowledge to the test, and our wonderful audience members are ready to take on the challenge. The giveaway segment with the compliments of Great Health Works is coming up next.
Trinidad and Tobago Carnival presents, for the very first time, at the Carnival Village, Queen's Park, Savannah, Port of Spain, Chutney Soca Monarch, the semi-final show. Friday, 30th January, showtime 7 p.m. 25 artists. RG the band, 1 stage, 1 night. Only 10 go to the final. Absolutely free to the public. Call 868-468-8728 or email southexevents@gmail.com. CSM 26.
Get a free pair of polarized sunglasses with the purchase of new Gen S Transitions lenses with anti-reflective coating and frames. Selected designer frames now just $4.99. With additional promotions, hurry. Limited time only at Seaview Optical.
Panadol's new formula, 5 times faster than other paracetamol brands. There's no time to waste during special moments. When I need fast pain relief, I choose Panadol Rapid. With its new formula and exclusive technology, it's 5 times faster than other paracetamol, giving me effective pain relief. And it's also gentle on my stomach. Because my greatest gift is giving them special moments.
Vibes and Soca Cooler Cruise is back.
Vibe City 105 FM
and Team Undrunkables is bringing you
the ultimate soca party experience on Carnival Wednesday,
February the 11th, aboard the iconic Harbour Master. Boarding at 8 p.m. and sailing at 9 p.m. Tickets are just $250 and are available at all cachet outlets, Guardian Media offices, Port of Spain and South Park, and online at islandetickets.com.
Welcome back to CNC3's Ask the Doctor. We're live on Thursdays with a rerun on Friday at 11 a.m. or Saturday at 11:30 a.m. So it's giveaway time with the compliments of Joseph Sandel and the rest of his superb team at Great Health Works. The numbers on the screen, we'd love to hear from you. And as a reminder, when you're patched into the studio, listen on your telephone rather than the TV set because there is a delay that creates confusion. So our question this evening delves into a little bit of history involving medicine and art. Which famous artist, so during that period known as the Renaissance, revealed the human body through anatomy? So he has some classic drawings. He was also a painter. He captured immortality in Mona Lisa's mysterious smile, and my favorite, The Last Supper. So which famous artist revealed the human body through anatomy? So numerous paintings. He examined bodies throughout Europe and dissections. He has some classic drawings there that are useful in medical school and captured immortality in Mona Lisa's smile and, for me, The Last Supper. Good evening and welcome to Ask the Doctor. Oh, it sounds like that caller got cold feet. So, famous artist, sculptor, and he was also involved in anatomy, so which, as we know, is an integral part of medical school. So very relevant in this case. The hint is, if you go to the Louvre in Paris, you may find the Mona Lisa. And of course, but the Louvre was very much in the news in the last few months as there was actually a robbery there. Hello, good evening, and welcome to our show.
Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you for being part of our program, and all the best to you and your family. Do you have an answer to this question?
Leonardo da Vinci.
Leonardo da Vinci, congratulations.
Thank you.
Have you seen some of his paintings, the Mona Lisa, The Last Supper? Some of those
Yes,
relevant to the anatomy of the human body?
Yes, definitely.
Right. Have you used these supplements before?
I haven't tried them.
So there's a first time
Well,
for
not all.
everything.
Yeah.
Yes?
But I'd love to.
Thank you very much. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you as our winner this evening. Da Vinci, the right answer. Stay on the line. We want to take some of your personal information off the air. Wow. So just thought that I would bowl a bit of a googly on our question this evening, and congratulations once more. And it's time for a short break because when we return, the open forum with your questions and hopefully answers will be coming up next.
Get a free pair of polarized sunglasses with the purchase of new Gen S Transitions lenses with anti-reflective coating and frames. Selected designer frames now just $4.99. With additional promotions, hurry. Limited time only at Seaview Optical.
This Saturday, Center of Excellence Car Park, we celebrate 10 years of Choker. Live on stage, Michelle Montano. Full blown. Lady Lava.
For nothing in this world, I say I can't pick a good man.
Ravi B, Nisha B, and Karma.
She love the roti, she love the choker.
Young Brother.
And give me inch by inch.
Anu Samru. Savita Singh. Master Salim, Orlando Octave, Viking Ding Dong, KI, Super Blue, Rowty Ramru, Iowa George, Drupati, and more. General tickets, $250. For more information, call 498-1698. This Saturday, Center of Excellence Car Park, 10 years of Choker.
I love choker.
Trinidad, the season of wins is here at Passat's The Food King and Bright Ideas. One season, many chances, big wins. From premium Leroy chocolates to Moet champagne and fine wine to booming sound systems, fully loaded coolers, and even 50-inch smart TVs. Here's how you can enter to win. For every $300 spent at Passat's The Food King or Bright Ideas, you receive one entry form, fill it out, and drop it in the entry box. Weekly Carnival Cooler Line draws every Saturday and one massive grand finale. The season of wins ends on February 26th and the grand carnival draw on Saturday, February 28th. Shop, enter, and win in the season of wins.
Push on! Quality value, that's our way. The real push, that's we're here to stay. The Food King. Push on!
Welcome back to the open forum of CNC3's Ask the Doctor. We'd love to hear from you with questions of a medical nature. And as a reminder, listen on your telephone rather than the TV set once you're patched into the studio. I know you don't want to miss a second of your favorite program. The phone line's already burning up. Hello, good evening, and welcome to our show. Hello? So the numbers on the screen, we would love to hear from you. And as a reminder, listen on your telephone. Hello. Thank you for joining us on Ask the Doctor. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, Doctor.
Thank you for being part of our program, sir, from Princestown.
Yes, Doc.
I recognize that booming, distinguished voice.
Yes, Doc. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Doc, I want to know more about the reading of a kidney, of the kidney.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes you hear they talk about the creatinine 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Sometimes again you hear them in batches of 22, 23, 29, 63. And I'm a bit confused with respect to the readings of the figures.
Blood investigation.
Could you enlighten me as to the factor on how the kidney should be assessed? Okay, Doctor, this is off the air.
And thank you for taking the time to call in with an excellent question, because I'm sure that many persons would have noted that as part of their blood tests, that when we discuss kidney function, there will sometimes be another reading. So there is one called the creatinine that would usually range perhaps up to 1, or it might vary according to gender. And then there is another number called the EGFR, and that is an acronym for the glomerular filtration rate. It gives you an idea on how well the kidneys are filtering. Now, both tests are important. The creatinine is one of the proteins from muscle. It tells you how well the kidneys will be excreting this. The higher the level, the more severe the degree of impairment. Now, there are stages to kidney disease, and this has been recognized by many of the bodies around the world, stages 1 to 5. And there is a mathematical formula based on age, gender, the creatinine value, and weight. The doctor can calculate this, or the lab can sometimes present this as part of the investigation to tell you the level based on the glomerular filtration rate and what stage you are in kidney disease. Stage 1, the early point, the watchword is always prevention, because you want to avoid progression to stage 5, which represents end-stage kidney disease. From the time you move to stage 3, 4, or 5, your doctor may want to consider referral to a nephrologist, who is a doctor that specializes in diseases affecting the kidneys. And perhaps it would be worthwhile at this point to mention that a urine test is also valuable. Urine is pure liquid gold when it comes to assessment of someone's renal or kidney function, because apart from a microscopy in which a sample is looked at under the microscope for blood, protein, and other components, and even the presence of infection, persons with diabetes or even hypertension are frequently sent to determine whether there are microscopic amounts of protein spilling out in the urine. And those are two very common causes of chronic kidney disease in the Western world. So, and there may be other reasons ranging from medications, cancers, bone problems such as multiple myeloma, sickle cell disease, some of the immune-mediated problems like lupus. So there are many investigations, so there is a battery of blood tests. Doctors would consider an ultrasound scan of the kidneys, the urine, and of course, when we're talking about the blood, you're looking at salts, including sodium, potassium, chloride, calcium, and phosphorus if you have problems with the kidney. The creatinine remains an integral part of this assessment, and as you mentioned, the glomerular filtration rate is the one that sometimes would range like 30, 40, and above. So stages 1 to 5 based on the degree of impairment if it exists. What a fantastic way to open the batting. We head to the east as Arima has been on the line waiting. Good evening and thank you for doing so. Welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me, Doctor. How
it's a pleasure,
you?
Sir.
Happy New Year.
Same to you and your family. Very well, thank you, sir.
Okay, great. Doctor, I need some advice concerning a particular matter. So, as it relates to nocturnal hypertension,
yes, sir,
especially as it relates to elderly persons. So, in terms of the treatment, I know when persons are suffering from diabetes and other different dietary kind of issues,
yes,
it kind of contributes. So, what I really want to find out in terms of the cause of it, because normally the onset of it is normally like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, as the case may be, when person like deep sleep, as the case may be. What is normally prescribed, or what was prescribed by the specialist, was I think it's a morphine, as the case may be, to take during the night period. And what normally happens is that if you reduce the sodium intake and so on, it kind of helps in terms of when it goes up during that period in the morning. But what actually happened to a relative of mine who actually has this experience is that when it comes on, the person wants to urinate, as it is, notwithstanding that the amlodipine actually assists, but it does not take it away completely. So what I'm asking is that, say if you're putting aside the dietary, and is there any particular drug or recommendation, particular drug that can actually eliminate the hypertension, that nocturnal hypertension, or if this is a natural way to have it done, to eliminate it completely, as the case may be, because the onset of that causes kind of an alarm. So certainly, I really need to get assistance for that person.
Yes. And thank you very much for taking the time to call in. And it's a very insightful question because it deals with spikes or changes in blood pressure during the wee hours of the morning. Sometimes it may be due to alterations in hormones. The regulation of our blood pressure is based on volume of blood, some of the chemicals in the body, your kidney status. We spoke about the fact that hypertension is the single most important preventable cause of premature death in the world. When we talk about kidney disease, as our first caller was mentioning, it may also increase the chance for heart attacks, heart failure, strokes, dementia, and blockages to the arteries in the eyes and in the legs. So when we speak about the regulation of blood pressure, lifestyle changes remained a cornerstone. You spoke about low salt and, of course, the value of exercise during the day. It may be needed, it may be necessary to make some slight alterations, perhaps in the dose of amlodipine, which is a classic first-line drug used in the regulation of blood pressure, bearing in mind that there may be some adverse effects as you increase. The 5 mg dose of amlodipine is available on CDAP, and some people may increase to 10 mgs. There's a risk for swelling at the ankles, so for some viewers who may be on that drug, this is a potential cause. There are combination forms of treatment, because if there are problems with the kidneys, and this could be linked perhaps to a first caller, that there are medications that actually work at different pathways in the body. In this case, at the level of the kidney, and they can improve the excretion of protein in the urine and also help with blood pressure, could be beneficial to the heart, and in the long term preserve kidney function. And that family of drugs may have pril as the suffix, so lisinopril is one of the drugs on CDAP, and recently added a family of drugs with sartan at the end. Low sartan is now freely available in the health centers and indeed as part of the CDAP initiative. So there are some drugs that may be added to the amlodipine. Apart from titrating the dose, the maximum may be 10 milligrams of amlodipine. Your goal for blood pressure, regardless of the period, is less than 130/80 for most of the world, to protect organs and to prevent complications. So it's an excellent question, because you're going to marry lifestyle changes with perhaps some modifications in your treatment. So apart from the fact that you are on one drug, the need for sometimes 2 and 3 it has been seen throughout the world if you're trying to achieve immaculate blood pressure control. Our next caller hails from Laventille. Good evening, and thank you for waiting. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Doctor, and family.
Blessings, ma'am.
Firstly, I want to say thank you for giving your time. I really appreciate it, and you helped me a great deal, and now I'm going through something here.
Yes, ma'am.
I suffer from depression.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm on a drug, amitriptyline, Trihex, and I can't remember the third one, is a blue tablet.
Yes.
And I've been living a life of fear ever since I know myself. And parents never seek help for me. They thought I was just being paranoid.
Yes.
My husband, when I get married, nobody never picked me up on it until I decided to go to the hospital and see what was happening to me. I was tested with many drugs. I was given Prozac in the beginning. It didn't help. Then I was given Dogmetil. It didn't help. But the amitriptyline did help. But however, that was prescribed to me by an psychiatrist. And if I don't take the tablets at night, the amitriptyline especially, I can't sleep. I'll just stay for 15 minutes and be checking and counting down the night, the hours in the night. I can't sleep, I can't work. I am afraid of everything.
Yes.
Everything scares me. People scares me. Well, the doctor said it's paranoia. And it's like the drugs not helping no more. And he only tell me in pieces and pieces. It's not helping. I really need help. I don't know how to get rid of this fear. I'd rather die than something else to live in fear. And it's like nobody understands what's happening to me. Everybody, you only taking that out, they're taking that out, but nobody else can help me. I don't know what to do for you.
Thank you very much for being a part of our Ask the Doctor family. And we can certainly hear the emotion in your voice after having a life of depression. And we've spoken that anxiety tends to coexist. They're not lone wolves. They coexist and affect your quality of life, the relationships that you share with family members, with those at work, and indeed the wider community. Thank you for being so forthright and honest about your battle with these shadow pandemics. We have found that depression and anxiety have been exacerbated since COVID-19, and sometimes it may be genetic or it may be linked to some changes to chemicals in the brain. The symptoms including reduced sleep, changes in appetite, feelings of hopelessness, helplessness, and worthlessness. Some persons find they have a reduced concentration, a low self-esteem, and even dark suicidal thoughts. Help is available to you. Sometimes there may be a need to change your drugs. You've mentioned that you were started on fluoxetine, the trade name is Prozac, and now you're on amitriptyline, which is also one on CDAP. And there are some non-drug ways that we always endorse. Reaching out to friends, family members, perhaps a trusted religious leader. if you're a spiritual individual, you're putting this in prayer. Yoga, meditation, these are sometimes freely available in some centers, and trying to exercise, get outdoors, rediscover and connect with Mother Nature in 2026. Some sort of physical activity, taking a break from some of the toxicity we see on social media may help your mind. We know that the media may be filled with negative stories that could worsen anxiety and depression. We share your pain, and thank you for being once more part of this family every Thursday. It is an honor and a privilege to share this time with you. There is a need, though. If you find that you are struggling, reach out. Lifeline is freely available, 24 hours as a hotline in Trinidad and Tobago. The accident and emergency at Port of Spain Hospital will be closest to Laventille, and a referral to, if you don't want to see a private psychiatrist, a referral to the unit there. There is a social stigma in this country about mental illness, and we bring that to the front burner on this show. And we wish you God's blessings in the new year as you battle this illness and perhaps a change in medications. You are not paranoid. It is all part of the illness. Sometimes there are features that may affect your quality of life and functioning, and help is available to you. So it's time for a short break, and when we return, there'll be more on the open forum of Ask the Doctor. Stay with us.
Get the story first. Want to know what's happening in news, sports, or crime? Get the CNC3 app. As the story breaks, CNC3 is there giving you the story first on your mobile device. Be connected to the most trusted and reliable news source, CNC3. Access your world with just a tap. The CNC3 app. Download it today.
Why am I talking to him like he real now? When y'all pick your family, you have to bring at least one ignorant family member.
But he don't get out
to help.
Month. That was the problem.
Let's get it on. Have a good time. Let's play Feud, everybody.
Welcome back to CNC3's Ask the Doctor. It's the open forum, and before we head to our next caller, birthday blessings to Mrs. Rhonda Parry Ramaratan, who celebrates her special day on January 30th. Love and blessings to you and indeed the entire family in Mayaro, always locked in to Ask the Doctor. And a special hello to the Nathaniel family, Papa and Mama Nathaniel from Central Trinidad. They don't miss an episode of the show, and that includes the rerun on Friday at 11 a.m. or Saturday at 11:30 a.m. As we head to Arima, good evening and welcome to our show.
Yeah, blessing, much blessing to you and your family, Doctor.
Same to you and your family, sir, in the new year.
And always ask health and strength is important, so we need that for the new year. So I have a relative who has hernia.
Yes.
He wants a second opinion. The health center doctor says you have to get surgery, but it's not important.
Yes.
So below his navel have two swellings.
Right.
Okay? When he stand up, it's swollen a little bit, and when he lie down, it disappears. There's no swelling, and there's no pain where it's swollen slightly. You have no pain. Do you think he needs surgery? Let's know and have a blessed one. Thanks a lot, sir.
Same to you and your family, sir. Reciprocations in the new year, and it's a very interesting question because it's a common clinical conundrum as to whether or not all herniae require surgical intervention. For the sake of our viewers, a hernia is the protrusion of one of the organs into an abnormal situation. So in this case, it may be a loop of bowel that sticks into a weak point in the wall of the abdomen. At the groin area, these are referred to as inguinal herniae. Very commonly in the West Indies, that weak area around the navel may cause an umbilical hernia. Now, this protrusion of the bowel can sometimes be more prominent based on posture, or if you cough, it tends to expand. And we always advise that persons avoid heavy lifting, straining, and of course, you're trying not to force if you're using the toilet in terms of urination and avoiding constipation. A review by a surgeon is usually a wise idea because there is a potential that that loop of bowel may become obstructed, and that represents a true emergency in which there may be distension of the tummy, vomiting, constipation, and severe pain, and the blood supply to the bowel may be cut off, leading to infection and indeed gangrene. So admission to hospital at that point is mandatory. So sometimes, based on the physical examination, some lifestyle modifications and monitoring may be all that is recommended by the surgeon, but if they want a second opinion, someone privately or even the surgical clinic, based on their location, the general hospitals are always keen to include that as part of the surgical management in this country. So it's a common procedure, and sometimes even within the same day. You have your repair done, a mesh is done on that weak area to prevent not just the protrusion of the bowel, but reduce the risk for that complication in which the hernia may become an obstructed problem. The loop of bowel may become obstructed. Our last caller for this evening hails from Couva. Good evening and welcome to our show.
Good evening, Doctor.
Thank you for being part of our program, sir.
I'm 85 years plus.
Yes.
My current problem, I'm a kidney patient for over 12 years. I've lost 3 family members via kidney problems and dialysis.
Yes.
At the moment, I have a dental problem, and I'm on blood thinners.
Yes.
And the dentists are reluctant to remove this tooth by surgery for fear of excessive bleeding. So I'm living in pain. I need help. I do not take painkillers because that damages the kidney as well. So I am trying to bear the pain as best as I could, but off and on, within recent times, I'm taking a couple of Tylenols. But I don't know what to do with the blood thinners problem that I have and the extraction. Could you advise me?
I'll certainly try, and thank you once more for being part of our program, because that is also a frequently encountered problem. And what I would advise, because a renal patient, a kidney patient, is more susceptible to bleeding because of changes to your platelets and different factors that may increase that risk. And if you're on drugs, I know we didn't delve into the type of blood thinner and the reason for such. Have you had a heart history? Do you have an irregular heartbeat or a past stroke or a clot in the lungs or leg? So you would require a letter from your internal medicine physician or the nephrologist to perhaps switch the medications, because there is no reason for you to stay in pain and increase the chance for serious infections if you require an extraction. So I'm glad that you have tried paracetamol, because that should be relatively safe in terms of your kidney function. We do not want to advance the stages of chronic kidney problems from stage 1 to stage 5, as we discussed in the opening call. However, there are medications that you may be switched to, including an injection that may represent a blood thinner for 24 to 48 hours prior to the extraction. And of course, the dental surgeon would use local measures to reduce that bleeding risk. And there is a dental clinic available at Mount Hope and indeed within the primary care sector to assist with such. So have a chat with your doctor to ensure that it is safe to stop the blood thinner and switch to one, at least to bridge that that gap during the extraction period. Wow, parting is always such sweet sorrow. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is usually on the third Monday in January. That renowned civil rights leader and preacher in the United States, and I thought it would be appropriate to close with a quote from this great man from the 1960s, particularly at a period in the United States in which racism was rampant. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. As we salute and remember Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., thank you for trusting me to walk beside you each week in your homes and in your hearts, raw, unscripted, and unfiltered. To my team behind the lens, to the beloved Neela and baby Daniel, and to you, our viewers, stay strong, stay curious, and never